What's up, everybody? It is 12:30 on June 3rd, and today is 1 week on T. I have a list of things here that I want to explain to you when it comes to changes and everything that I've noticed. Because surprisingly, I have noticed a lot of changes. They're all little changes, or mostly little changes, but they're definitely changes, and I want to try and be as detailed as possible in under 10 minutes, because I don't want to be making more than one video for every new week. But the reason I want to make them so detailed is, one, for me, and so that I can look back and see my own personal changes. Not that I don't have it all in here, because this is what I'm going by. This is my Life on T journal, and it's actually helping me out a lot. It's not just my T journal, it's my Life on T journal, so I'm putting a lot of other things in there as well, so I'm not going to read straight from it. But also because I was talking to my mom, and one of the reasons why my dad is so uncomfortable with this transition is because he's very scared of what hormones are going to do to me. So I'm going to be as detailed as possible for each week, and hopefully any of you guys out there who have come out to your parents but they don't understand but are willing to talk about it, I guess, I want you to be able to possibly show them my videos where I can I can explain to them what's happening to me as I go. This is I know not all guys work out, and not all guys quit smoking and quit drinking as soon as they start taking tea. So these are some other things that might have an effect on my changes. So just keep that in mind, that your changes, if you don't work out and you don't quit smoking and drinking, then maybe it's not going to be the same for you. But these are some things that you can expect, I think, from anybody right now. The things that I'm going to explain to you now are some things that you could probably expect from anyone. So first, I would have to say that the first thing that I noticed being on T started before I even walked out of my doctor's office from getting the shot. I felt so good. My outlook on life was just so different. I wanted to change me to be the most... I didn't want to change who I was, but I wanted to better myself in as many ways as possible. And quitting smoking cigarettes, quitting smoking pot, and quitting drinking excessively is definitely three things that are going to make this transition, I think, the most successful that it can be for me, mentally and physically. The next thing that I noticed would be my moods. A lot of people say that guys get more moody once they start taking hormones, which was not necessarily the case for me. I've noticed myself being a lot more laid back and level-headed and straightened out, and I don't feel so much like when I'm at work, I don't feel like I want to freak out all the time. I have a very high-stress job. I work in a kitchen, and we serve, $2,400 worth of food in an hour. You know what I mean? And that's just between 6 of us, and that's a lot of food to push out in just an hour. So I've been not freaking out as much at work. I don't get as stressed out, which is great. I'm very chill, very relaxed and laid back, and I feel like I think more before I speak now at work. Before, if I was frustrated with somebody, I would tell them that I was frustrated with them and pretty much tell them right where to go. And now I'm a little bit more relaxed and I'm more approachable. And I think that is definitely a good thing, and hopefully that level-headedness stays consistent throughout my transition, because it feels good. It feels good for people to not look at me like an asshole. I would have to say, physically, one of the things that I noticed first was sweating. And I always wished that I could sweat like guys sweat, because I just thought it was fucking cool how you could see that they were working hard. If they went for a jog, there'd be sweat pouring down their face and their clothes would be soaked, and I just thought, I wanted that. And for some reason, I could go out skating all day in the hottest of hot weather and barely have a drip of sweat on me. and I hated that. And now, the other day, I went out to mow the lawn, and I was only out there for 15 minutes, and because I only did the backyard, it ended up taking forever. But I was only outside for 15 minutes mowing the lawn, and I had already started sweating, and I felt drips coming down my face, and I was like, that's a little weird. Like, that's never happened before. And then I realized once I started taking off my clothes so that I could go shower, all of my clothes were soaked. Like, I was just wet. Like, my shirt was just disgusting. I probably could have wrung it out. And I just thought that was wicked cool, because I've never noticed myself sweat profusely, and I definitely think that's something that's definitely more masculine than most females can ever achieve, I guess. The next thing would have to be dick growth, and it's nothing drastic, but not a lot of people talk about it on here, so I want to at least touch base on it each week, or as often as I notice changes. And it was definitely one of the first couple things that I noticed physically. And it's nothing drastic. It's basically, how I would explain it is, what you look like after having sex is probably to me, that's what it looks like on a regular basis now, which is cool. So it's almost like, it looks as if I'm erect, but I'm not. But it's just, that's like the size of it, I guess you could say. And I mean, that's something that's just going to be, like, very unique. Like, to each his own, it's going to be different. Hair on my legs, I think, is getting a little bit thicker. And the hair on my legs, for some reason, only covers the front. I don't really have much hair on the back of my legs, but it seems like it's making its way around finally and thickening out. Not much, but enough that I can notice it. My voice, it's definitely felt weird all week, but I don't think it's changed very much. And like I said, I think that has a lot to do with quitting smoking, because like, when it comes to singing, I used to be very pitchy, and now that I've quit smoking, or now that I've started testosterone, I don't really know what the change is coming from. But I would assume it's from smoking cigarettes. I can actually fix my pitch. I'm very good with sound, and I could always tell when my voice was pitchy, but I just couldn't fix it. And now I can, and it's great. Like, it makes me happy that my voice has changed for the better up to this point, and it's only been a week. I don't expect it to change for the better the entire time. I actually expect it to get much worse. And I'm preparing to just learn how to be phenomenal at guitar, as opposed to playing guitar and singing at the same time, just because I want to have a backup plan just in case my voice just totally shits the bed on me. And I only have 2.5 minutes, and I have 3 more things to mention. Muscles, I wouldn't say that there's a huge difference, but I'm going to do this just so that you can see the difference. Maybe I'll do it every other video. But I definitely feel a little bit stronger, like carrying plates and stuff to the line at work. I carry the same amount of plates, but I feel like it's a little bit easier to do so. Fat redistribution kind of goes along with that. I just feel more toned and more built. And last but not least, I would have to say my acne. It hasn't gotten ridiculous. My face has cleared up a lot because I have a new face cream that I put on after I get out of the shower. But my chest and my back feel like they're breaking out a little bit more, so I'm going to try and have my doctor prescribe me something like a shower gel or something that I can use and see if that changes anything. But I'm at 9.5 minutes, so I'm going to end this now. But I think that covered most of the changes that I noticed this week, and surprisingly there was quite a bit, and I was actually quite impressed. A lot of people don't experience a lot of changes the first week, but I definitely did. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you stay tuned to see the rest of my changes, and I hope it was informational enough for you, and hopefully you can use it to help you through your transition and your family to deal with your transition. So, peace and love.